Coming up next, the governor's new budget plan, what's included, and the reaction.
We need to build a more competitive Pennsylvania that starts in our classrooms.
Plus, a cyber attack on the state court website raises concerns over online security.
And a proposed social media ban for kids. Find out where. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Justin Chevalella.
And I'm Jessica Heisey. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, Pennsylvania's governor is proposing a new state budget that would mean major spending increases for education and economic development. It would also legalize adult use marijuana. Caroline Quick is live in our studio with more. Caroline?
Jessica, Governor Shapiro unveiled his budget proposal this week in Harrisburg. It's an ambitious $48 billion spending plan that already has stiff opposition from many Republicans. Before a joint session of state lawmakers at the Capitol, Governor Josh Shapiro announced his budget plan for the new fiscal year beginning July 1st.
We need to build a more competitive Pennsylvania that starts in our classrooms, runs through our union halls and small businesses, through our farmlands and our high-rises, our college campuses, and leads to a lifetime of opportunity.
His plan would allocate billions more in funding for public schools, public transit, higher education, and major industrial and high-tech projects. The plan would rely heavily on Pennsylvania's money reserves.
After 30 years of disinvestment, too many of our colleges and universities are running on empty, and not enough students have affordable pathways through college and then into good jobs.
One of his cornerstones is a $1 billion increase in public school funding and another $200 million more for colleges and universities. He noted Pennsylvania ranks 49th for state investment in higher education and 48th in college affordability. Shapiro says publicly funded universities should be rewarded based on performance-based metrics. Penn State President Neely Bendapudi supports that idea, saying, quote, "After seeing performance-based funding work effectively in other states, I am pleased that Governor Shapiro has formally endorsed this concept here in Pennsylvania." Shapiro also wants to spend 20% more on public transportation. And as a new revenue stream, he wants to legalize adult use marijuana, estimating the industry would eventually mean $250 million in new annual revenue. The Democrat-controlled House applauded the budget plan, but it faces a tough battle in the Republican-controlled Senate. One senator called it fiscally irresponsible and unsustainable. The governor's request would increase total authorized spending by 7% through the state's main bank account and use about $3 billion in reserve cash. State lawmakers will begin budget hearings in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Caroline. The state court's website is back online after a cyber attack targeted the system earlier this week. Among the sections taken offline, court dockets, an electronic filing system, and online payments. Reporter Ethan Zaretsky is live in our newsroom with the latest. Ethan?
The systems are back online after Sunday's cyber attack, and officials say that there are no information that any court's data has been compromised, although it highlights how the government and other online operations are at fault for attacks.
While the FBI and other agencies investigate this week's cyber attack on Pennsylvania's court website system, it once again shows how vulnerable many online systems can be.
Courts, through their websites, have lots of information that attorneys file. People need to make payments online. It appears that this is part of a denial of service attack.
Mark Friedenberg in Penn State's College of Information Sciences and Technology says it could have been a lot worse.
The latest seems to be that there were no information was taken. Certainly nothing confidential or privileged was taken.
Friedenberg says there are many possible causes for the attack.
It might have started something as simple as somebody opening an attachment from an email that was designed to get into the court's network, and I'm sure they'll investigate what actually happened here.
It comes during a time of heightened awareness about cyber attacks. The FBI director warned recently that China hackers are preparing to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to the United States.
The FBI says that there are a lot of problems with putting the attacks together. The FBI says that part of the problem is that China's cyber operatives outnumber a lot of the FBI agents for at least 50 to 1. Live in the newsroom, I'm Ethan Zaretsky. Now back to you.
Thanks, Ethan. The presidential primary is now moved to South Carolina after this week's primary and caucuses in Nevada. After voters cast ballots in Tuesday's symbolic primary, former President Donald Trump won last night's Republican caucuses, where he was the only major candidate competing. That's the vote that counts towards the nomination. Nikki Haley skipped the caucuses, citing what she said was an unfair process that favored Trump. And the U.S. Supreme Court may be poised to reject attempts to kick Trump off the ballot. As protesters marched outside the court, justices heard arguments inside yesterday. The question whether the Constitution's insurrection clause can prevent Trump from running because of his actions leading up to the January 6th violence. Most of the justices seemed open to the argument made by Trump's lawyer.
Lawmakers in Florida are considering a ban on social media access for kids under 16. It's also a topic that has come up in Pennsylvania. Alexis Spalatris has more.
A lot of eyes are on Florida this month over a proposed law that could have impacts in other states. Florida state senators are moving forward with a bill that would block kids under the age of 16 from opening social media accounts, even if their parents approved. The state has already passed the bill. Matt Jordan, a media ethics professor at Penn State, says,
"We know how important social media is for 16-year-olds, for most people now, to get information. So saying that they can't be on their social media sites is basically denying them access to the public square."
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he has some concerns about the bill and has not committed to signing it. Similar bans in other states face court challenges over First Amendment rights. Supporters say the law would require students to learn social media safety in their classrooms, and it would help protect kids from sexual predators and protect them with their mental health. Other experts say,
taking away not only the bad of social media, but also the good of social media. And so that, in essence, cuts off a communication channel for big pockets of society.
Last year, a similar bill advanced in Pennsylvania's Senate committee, but later was killed. It cited studies showing 45% of teens feel stressed about drama on social media platforms, 26% said they feel down on their own lives, and almost 60% of female students felt consistent hopelessness. Supporters of social media ban bills say that's proof that something needs to be done. I'm Alexis Spalatris for the Center County Report.
If the Florida bill becomes the law, social media platforms that violate it could face fines up to $100,000 per violation.
Still to come on the Center County Report, how long will this warm weather last?
Plus, Beaver Stadium gets ready to host a new event for the over 21 crowd.
Also coming up, how the memory of a Thon family's son is kept alive years after he lost his fight against cancer.
A new cost estimate for the Mount Nittany Elementary School expansion project has been released, along with design plans for the building. The architect in charge of the project gave an estimate of almost $21 million for the 40,000 square foot expansion in College Township. It'll add 6 classrooms and other areas. Construction should start in November.
Another store in the Nittany Mall will be closing after less than a year in business. Daily Thread, a clothing store with 4 other locations in Pennsylvania, will be open until February 24th. The reason for closure is unknown. And as one store closes, another is ready to open in State College. Brothers Bar and Grill will open on South Allen Street downtown. The storefront used to be a home to an Amazon warehouse that closed 2 years ago. This will be the 18th location for Brothers. An exact opening date isn't set yet.
Center County residents will have another reason to head to Beaver Stadium this spring aside from just the blue-white game. The first ever Hoppy Valley Brewers Fest is scheduled for May 11th. You'll be able to check out 75 exhibitors, including more than a dozen breweries. Tickets aren't available just yet, but when they are, they'll be on Ticketmaster. It's only 1 week to go until Penn State's 46-hour dance marathon known as Thon. It raises millions for childhood cancer research and support. And for families, the emotional support can last a lifetime. Savannah Wood reports.
Penn State's Thon happens in the Bryce Jordan Center, but the love travels far beyond State College. William Swieger and his family were counting down the days to their first in-person dance marathon in 2017, when his cancer relapsed and required inpatient care. But that didn't stop Thon from reaching him.
we were blended into Thon without actually being there.
From mentioning his name on the live stream to a poster for the family procession to visiting the hospital, William's mom, Amy, says that's what makes Thon special.
To make all families feel included no matter where they're at.
Sadly, William passed away 6 months later.
You've already lost so much. And when people just kind of start dropping you, it even though you understand it, it's still really difficult. But our Thon family never did leave us, ever, not for a second.
She says that love continues even now.
And to this day, they still make sure that William is remembered. That is the best gift that anyone could give to us, is that he is still remembered and honored and just shared in such a way that he's still here with us, even though he's not.
The family looks forward to Thon every year, especially William's younger sister, Denny.
But when she gets to Thon, it's like Denny's world, and she just thinks she's like Queen of State College. So
Amy says for their family, Thon is a connection they'll cherish forever.
we will never be whole, but we would be much more just blown to bits had it not been for Thon.
In State College, I'm Savannah Wood for the Center County Report.
Thon Weekend kicks off next Friday, a week from today, at 6 p.m. in the Bryce Jordan Center.
Hard to believe Thon is just around the corner, but it feels much more like March or April out there than the middle of February. Temperatures getting up into the upper 50s today, and we have warmth on the way for your Saturday as well, although with a chance of rain. Clouds will return as well, and we have a shot of winter with some snow possible toward the beginning of next week, and I'll have details coming up. But let's soak in the gorgeous day while we have it. Take a look at our live camera here at the golf course. As you can see, some clouds are beginning to fill in at this hour. A temperature of 55 degrees on our weather station that's up on top of the clubhouse there at the golf courses. Temperatures out there right now are running in the middle 50s for most of us. You can kind of make out here where there's a warm front just traversing Pennsylvania right now. Middle and upper 50s to the west of it, to the east of it. We're just breaking at the 50-degree mark now. And you'll see temperatures are definitely above average right now. The normal high for today in State College is 36 degrees, but we're nowhere near records today. Well, we're close, but we won't quite make it. The record high, 62 degrees, was actually set last year. Now, I think we will break records in a few other locations today, like Williamsport, where you can see some clouds moving through on the radar satellite. Allentown as well, poised to break a record from a bit ago in terms of high temperature today. You can see on the Futurecast, these locations will get a bit warmer because they'll have sun later into the afternoon, but clouds fill in for the majority of us later this afternoon and into this evening. They stick around through tomorrow, and tomorrow those clouds will come with a chance of some showers as well, as we'll warm up to 60 degrees in some locations, including most likely here in State College. Again, these showers arrive in the middle of the afternoon. Now, our chance at a more impactful winter storm comes into play here on Tuesday, and I want you to note that the models are still differing right now. There's a lot of uncertainty on how the storm will play out. This is one model, the GFS, the American computer model, has the low pressure system trending more toward the coastline. That could mean some more rain. Whereas the European model has the low pressure area trending further offshore, which could lead to some more snow. So here's one depiction of what this could look like. It's early Tuesday morning. We get a shot of some snowfall, and then it wraps up around mid-morning Tuesday and drying out Tuesday afternoon. I'm not saying that's exactly what it'll look like, but it could shape up that way. So for this afternoon, mostly clear and warm as well. Clouds return this evening, and then as we head into tomorrow, temperatures will remain above average. And in the 7-day forecast here, you'll see that temperatures remain above average through to the beginning of the weekend, but temperatures quickly begin to take that drop. I don't think the groundhog was right after all.
No, that 40% prediction rate, I think it's coming to play right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's send it over to Kendall Skalicki with sports.
Thanks, Justin. Coming up in sports, we'll check in with our team in Las Vegas as former Penn State football players get ready to play in Sunday's Super Bowl. Plus, a very special hockey charity event returns to Pegula Ice Arena. We'll take a look after the break. I'm Kendall Skalicki with sports. Sunday's Super Bowl between the Chiefs and 49ers features some Penn State connections. Let's check in with our reporters Alex Rocco and Adam Sheets in Las Vegas.
Here on Radio Row in Las Vegas, it's the Super Bowl 58 Media Center. I'm Adam Sheets with Alex Rocco. Alex, it's been a huge week this week in Las Vegas, getting ready for what a huge game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, that's exactly right, Adam. And today you can feel the excitement inside Radio Row. The Stars are out in full force. Yesterday, Justin Jefferson, Rob Gronkowski. Today, Josh Allen, and of course, a couple of Penn State stars, LeVar Arrington, Sean Clifford, Jahan Dotson, all represented here on Radio Row. So it's just been really exciting to see all the star power here. We have some Penn Staters here on Radio Row, as well as in the game, Jair Brown, Donovan Smith, just to name a few. Huge opportunity for those two trying to etch their place in NFL history by winning a Super Bowl. And you've seen Brown really start to step up more as the season's gone along for the 49ers. Got a lot of snaps in the NFC Championship game, so look for Brown to make an impact, and of course Donovan Smith anchoring that left side of the offensive line for the Chiefs.
For more information, please tune in live Friday from 6 to 8. Alex, I'll be live here from Las Vegas with the show live on Com Radio. That's going to do it here from Las Vegas. Now back to you in the studio, Kendall.
Thanks, guys. Penn State basketball returned home last night, trying to win its third straight game. Reporter Sam Kirk was at the BJC.
Penn State took care of business on Thursday, defeating the Iowa Hawkeyes at the Bryce Jordan Center by a score of 89-79. Coming off two big road wins over Rutgers and Indiana, Penn State went into the break, leading by 8 points. Coach Mike Rhodes knows that his team has been in this situation before and needed to put together a full 40 minutes.
Late in the game, when they had the momentum in the second half and they had the lead, our guys they hung in there, they stuck together, and they made some big plays on both ends of the court.
In the second half, it was the Ace Baldwin Jr. show, as he had 18 points in the final 20 minutes alone. After being announced the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year watch list, the A-10 Player of the Year added 4 steals.
It all started off with defense. I think we was down 4 or 5, and we made a little run. And I just want to thank my teammates and coach for giving me that confidence to put the ball in my hands.
Powered by Ace Baldwin Jr.'s 18 second-half points, Penn State gets their third win in a row and advances to 6th place in Big Ten standings. Now it is a trip to Evanston, Illinois for a Sunday afternoon battle versus Northwestern. From University Park, this is Sam Kirk for the Center County Report.
The Nittany Lions hit the road again this weekend for a game Sunday at Northwestern. Top-ranked Penn State wrestling takes on Iowa tonight on the road ahead of Monday's big BJC duel at home. Tyler Gallagher is live at the BJC with more. Tyler?
Yeah, it's a big weekend for Penn State wrestling this weekend as they are on the road against number 3 Iowa tonight. And on Monday, they will play here at the Bryce Jordan Center for the first time this season against Rutgers. Now, the Nittany Lions were able to defeat Ohio State 28-9 last Friday, winning 8 of the 10 weight classes and increasing their dual win streak against the Buckeyes to 9 in a row. But tonight could be a much more special story for Coach Cale Sanderson and the Penn State Nittany Lions, as Coach Cale Sanderson is upcoming on his 200th win as a coach at Penn State. When we asked him about this important milestone in his career, Coach Sanderson had this to say.
We've had a lot of great memories. It's hard to say. You know, my fondest memories are just the people. You know, the coaches, the alumni, the kids on the team, and just those relationships. They're by far the what I am most grateful for. Yeah.
Now, if the Nittany Lions cannot get the win tonight at Iowa, they will get another shot at the 200th win here at the Bryce Jordan Center on Monday. The Nittany Lions will finish off the season with 2 more home matches at Rec Hall. Back to you, Kendall.
It's also a big weekend for Penn State hockey. The Lions are in Minnesota for 2 games against the number 8 Gophers. Penn State is 6th in the conference after sweeping Ohio State 2 weeks ago. Last time out against Minnesota, the Lions split a series in December. There are only 3 series left in the season after this weekend. The hockey team used their bye week to host the 2nd annual Sled Hockey Classic this past weekend. Here's a look.
It's a kind of hockey many fans never get to see, on sleds. The Nittany Lions hosted their 2nd annual Sled Hockey Classic at Pagula Ice Arena. The event features the Lions in a charity exhibition game against the State College Coyotes. Sled hockey is an adaptive sport featuring players with physical disabilities. They use sticks and a sled to navigate the ice. Junior forward Dylan Lugris is the driving force behind this event.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, the roar zone was loud the entire time.
They cheered for them the whole game. So just to give them that experience of playing in front of the Roar Zone and at Pegula was really special.
The team raised more than $17,000 for the Coyotes program. The Coyotes beat the Lions for the second year in a row. Penn State head coach Guy Gadowski shot the game-winning goal for the Coyotes.
It's an honor for us as coaches to be a part of it. I'm so proud of Dylan, but also the entire team. It's 100% team run, 100% participation. It's awesome.
Following the game, fans were welcomed onto the ice for a free skate with the team.
A great event. The Coyotes compete in a 6-month-long hockey season against other teams from Maryland to Maine. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Jess and Justin.
Well, it sounds like another great week for the Nittany Lions.
Absolutely.
Coming up next, a Penn State military alum makes a business pitch on national TV and comes away with a big deal for her company.
A Penn State grad made an appearance on national TV this month on an episode of Shark Tank, and she came away with an offer to take her woman's military clothing brand to a whole new level. Reagan Phillips has more.
An Air Force veteran and former Penn State cheerleader got the thrill of a lifetime a few days ago on national TV. Haley McLean Hill appeared on Shark Tank and left with a deal.
Lots of practice, and I would say just passion for what I'm doing. I think because I've been in these military women's shoes, I'm very passionate about actually making something legit out of this.
Hill is the founder of Torch Warrior Wear, a military apparel and lifestyle brand she started just 3 years ago. It's already popular on Penn State's campus with ROTC cadets like Kristen Hallerman.
Torch Apparel is really well known in the program already, and a bunch of the previous cadets have already posted that they've bought it and shown that they love the product.
Hallerman says right now there aren't many ways to embrace your femininity in the military.
The only option you have to be a girl in uniform is just putting on makeup.
Hill's idea was to craft these bodysuits to replace baggy, uncomfortable, and unattractive t-shirts that women in the military are required to wear. She got the green light from the Pentagon and started Torch Wear, creating bodysuits as an undergarment that better fit women. After being in ROTC for 5 years and the Marine for 4 years, she felt a change needed to be done.
And you're still wearing uncomfortable uniforms that are really made for men. I just kind of got sick of it. I really just got sick of it. I was like, okay, I'm just done being uncomfortable. And if nobody else is going to make something more comfortable, then I think I'm just going to go for it.
Hill's deal through Shark Tank gives her more funding and publicity to keep growing the company. That includes launching at all the military service academies for women at the cadet level. In State College, I'm Reagan Phillips for the Center County Report.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next week for another local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great afternoon.